Hi everybody and welcome back to some more MotoGP 18 here on this channel. I'm KPG Gooner here and this is part number 5 of my career walkthrough. Now in today's episode we're jumping straight back into the Moto3 Championship and this is where it gets really difficult. Now hopefully today we can do some upgrading. I'm going to do some of the development tests to build up some credits so we can upgrade the bike in today's episode. We've got two awesome races today. We're in Argentina and Texas. It's going to be an epic episode. I hope you enjoy it. Please don't forget to smash that like button. So let's get straight into the episode 2. Here we go. Well, that's a much faster time by Canet to 1:56.6. Faster than the first free practice, but we have got another free practice after this, then it's qualifying, then the warm-up, and then it's the race. So we've got plenty of time to get some practice in, especially in these ridiculous conditions. The one thing I am struggling on, guys, and let me know in the comments below if you're struggling on it, braking markers. There's absolutely no braking markers on this circuit, and in these conditions I'm really struggling to see where to brake. And oh, that wasn't bad. That's the best time we've set so far, so hopefully that should be alright. So I think that be it for this session. Let's move on to the next one. Right, so that is the end of free practice 2. Yeah, that wasn't a bad lap time, but I'm expecting them to get a lot quicker towards the race. But yeah, these conditions are extremely tough, especially under braking. This could be a really, really difficult race. Let's get straight into the next session, so here we go. Right guys, before we start qualifying, we did okay in the last session. We actually only came third in the third practice session. The times are starting to get quicker, but these are the settings that we're using. But this is based on wet conditions. I think this is the sort of game on this Unreal Engine 4 where you will have different settings for wet and dry conditions. But let's get straight into the qualifying session and see what sort of time we can hit. And hopefully we can get on the front row of the grid. So here we go. Right guys, so that is qualifying out the way and we hit a 1:54.6 and we start the next race in pole position. Oh wow, this is going to be awesome. Let's get straight into the race.
And welcome to the Termas de Rio Hondo circuit in Argentina for live coverage of the Moto3 race. The rain has been falling relentlessly for a few hours now, but track conditions are good anyway and the start of the race isn't at risk. Everything here is ready to start the race at Termas de Rio Hondo. Riders just have one thing on their mind now, being the first.
Right, so here we go with the second round of the championship, the Argentinian Grand Prix. Let's see if we can get a good start in these really bad conditions. It's going to be a tough race, but I'm going to try my best to at least get on the podium. That's not a bad start. We didn't spin up too bad. We've got to get straight into this right-hander and hopefully we don't get taken out because it's going to be a tough start. That's not too bad. Trying to get really tight in and I've just got forced out a little bit, but can we react straight away? And we have. We've managed to get back past. We've got to be very, very clever in these corners. Let's try and take a nice tight line here. Try to be good on the brakes. We don't want to slide off in these wet conditions. The rain is absolutely hammering down. Right, this corner can be tough. We've got a little bit wider. Be careful. Oh, we've just been hit. Someone's come off. What's happened there? This is the crash replay. What actually happened there? So we turn into that corner quite tight and someone just ran straight into us. Let's have another look from their point of view. Right, so we're on board with the rider that made the contact. So he's gone nicely into that turn and took a really tight turn into this right-hander, but just couldn't put the brakes on and ran straight into me and slid off. That is totally his fault. So we've had an incident already. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but in these conditions it's very unpredictable. But here you go guys, this is where you're going to see loads of people just run straight past us. We haven't got the straight line speed. Now slowing down for this corner is a nightmare because as you can see guys, there is no braking markers and it is a bit of hit and miss, but we managed to do it okay there. Just try and accelerate out there, not too hard, because these wet conditions are going to cause a lot of problems. There's a lot of puddling going on and we're going to be slipping and sliding all over the place. Right, slow it down early. The back end of the bike just wiggling around there, under braking in these conditions, and I'm trying not to turn too hard and I don't want the rig. Can you see it's moving around? got to be so careful and just back off slightly. Right, let's slow it down early, turn it in. I'm not sure what the pace of this race is going to be. Now, I hit a 1:54 in the qualifying session. I'm not sure whether the race is going to be that pace, but if it is, we're in for a very, very tough race today, because in these conditions, it's just going to cause an absolute nightmare when we're battling into the turns. Right, let's slow it down. This corner can be very, very difficult. Trying really hard just to get turned in, and again, just being gentle on the turn. That's not too bad. So we're over the finish line. We've just managed to pull away slightly, but I'm expecting them to catch up in the slow corners and on that straight. Right, let's go a little bit tighter in this time. That wasn't very good. Again, just not having the braking markers, and that's I don't like using the driver line, but having the braking markers does help you to know when to start slowing down. You just got to try and judge it on this circuit. I'm not sure whether every circuit's going to be like this on the game, but this one is definitely not helping. That was a little bit smoother through there. We didn't have someone come flying around the corner into us that time, but we're going to get overtaken on the straights. I'm expecting it, and these are the things that we're going to have to consider when upgrading the bike. So there you go, we're going to get overtaken, but can we beat him on the braking into this right-hander? Right, again, slow it down. Have we just timed it right? That wasn't too bad actually. And don't overrun it, stand the bike up onto the curb, and we're going to get overtaken on the outside there. Right, so we're going to have to try and battle back. Let's just try and keep within distance where we can still slipstream in. We've still got a couple of bikes behind us as well. Can we be better on the brakes? That is really braking late, and we're probably going to not be able to accelerate out that turn really well. Onto the curb, be careful. Really taking a risk here on lap 2. Let's just try and keep it steady. Oh, a little bit of contact there as we slow down into that turn. Really struggling again on the braking. And we've had so many moments already, and we're only on lap 2. We've still got another 3 laps to go of this, and again, just feeling it a little bit loose at the back. Let's just try and be careful. We don't want to drop any more places. I would take a podium finish. Let's see if we can be better on the brakes into this turn. Trying to be really tight, and that wasn't bad actually. We managed to slow it down, nicely turned in, and we got a good run through that corner, and we should be able to get back past. I think we are, as long as we can slow it down into this right-hander. Let's be good on the brakes, let's keep it nice and tight. And no, we've overrun the turn, and they're probably going to come up the inside. Ooh, a little bit of contact there in the inside, just trying to force me up, but we just hold very strong there, and let's see if we can just hold it again into this turn and just keep it smooth, trying to back off the throttle and flip it over and accelerate again. Don't go on the curb, and we just managed to hold it nicely through there again. Just feeling very, very unsure on the braking. I'm just dapping the brakes, but sometimes you overrun the corners because you're not braking enough. When you've got the twin brakes, sometimes just pressing that back brake in these conditions is just a nightmare. I'm trying to use a little bit more front brake, and that is helping me turn the bike in as well. That's not too bad. Let's accelerate out that turn nicely, and we are still leading this race. On the 3rd lap, can we hold on to this? It's going to be an extremely difficult ending, I think. And let's just slow it down, get nicely turned in, giving them a little bit of space, because you know they love running you up the inside on this game. Right, let's see if we can just have a decent lap here. I haven't even looked at the lap times. I'm just trying really hard to concentrate on the turns and on the bikes flying behind me. Right, let's keep it as close as we can to the curbs here, and we know that we can be good, and that's the last corner. We've got a marker coming up, and they're closing in on me on this section. Right, let's see if we can be really good on the brakes here. Slow it down. Can we get right onto the curb? Keep it nice and tight. And that is not bad, and we should get a good run over the finish line, and this could be our fastest lap of the race. So we've just hit a 1:54.5. So that was around the sort of qualifying pace, but are the others running around the same pace? I think they may be. They're definitely faster than they were in qualifying, because they're still keeping up with me even after that sort of lap time. So let's see if we can have a better 4th lap here, and hopefully we don't have any trouble. Oh god, we just overrun that corner. just overshot it a little bit. Can we just turn it in? This is where it's difficult. We've got to stay off that curb. You can just grab it a little bit and we just run it a little bit wide. Oh, that was really close. We've got a bit of a muddy tyre there. We must have caught the grass a little bit. That was lucky. We probably brought some of that onto the circuit as well. And let's just see if we can just be better on the brakes. Slow it down. And they definitely have a lot more straight line speed, and I think we may have to upgrade the power of the bike after this race. Hopefully we can improve that for the next one. Oh, we just managed to hold him off there. He was going to try and get past, but I guarantee he's probably going to get past in this turn. There's two of them sitting there. Right, let's just take a wider line. Oh, they're going to run us in the inside, and just slowly open the throttle as we try and pick up some speed. Nope, they didn't get past there, so that is positive. We're coming close to the end of this full flap, and we've got one more lap to go. That was much tighter through there, just trying to make sure that we're closing the door on any attempts to get past. We really do want to get a win here. We really need the points. After only picking up 1 point in the first race of the championship, we are really behind. Right, let's see if we can nail this last corner going into that final lap. And slow it down. That's really tight, right onto the apex, and we needed a really good lap. What sort of time are we going to hit here? Oh, slightly slower, 1:55.1, but at this moment in time I'm going to take it. We're still in the lead going into the final lap. Right, let's see if we can nail it now. Let's not throw away all this hard work. Let's see if we can just back off the throttle and accelerate. And look at the rain, it's still absolutely lashing down, and it's causing an absolute nightmare to see the turns. Right, let's see if we can just nail this one. This is the corner I absolutely hate. Ooh, the back end of the bike didn't like that, and we've got someone really close behind that's going to power past. Oh, it's Jorge Martin. Martin's going for it. He's leading the championship at the moment, so I was expecting him to come through and challenge in this race. Right, let's try and beat him on the brakes and just try and hold a tight line. He's right behind us. This is where it's going to get really tough. I think we may lose these positions because he is so quick, and we are just struggling like anything. We've probably not got much tyre wear, obviously in the wet conditions, but we're not feeling as much grip. Oh my god, definitely not as much grip as we did at the start of the race. And again, that rear is really wanting to come round. This is going to be a really tough finish here. Come on, let's not throw this away. Keep it nice and steady through there. Right, we've just got to close the door here. If they're going to make a pass, it's going to be on this turn, because we know we have the pace around that final corner. And just keep it nice and steady through there. Keep it into the inside. Here comes Martin. He's going to probably make a really rash dash into the inside here, unless we can just close the door. There's two of them there. Keep it closed, hold it, flip it over, accelerate, and over the finish line, and we take the win, our first win in Moto3, and that was an absolute struggle. Right, so we take a win in this championship, and I do believe we hit the fastest lap of the race as well. Oh, that was really tough in those conditions, but we've closed the gap in the points as well. We're up to 5th. It's looking really, really good. Oh, I'm so happy. Right, let's get into the celebrations, guys, and then we're going to do some upgrading. Right, let's check out how many development points we get for that race win. And we take 8,540. Now, we should have done the development test at the start of the session. I totally forgot that you can do that, and that would have bumped the points up as well. So I'm not sure how many upgrades we can do with that, but it's better than we had in the first race where we got nothing and we couldn't upgrade anything. So we want to get on this, because our bike definitely needs improvements. So let's jump in and see what we can do. So here we go. Right, guys, let's have a look at the bike development. So we got overall we got 10,720 points to spend. The first thing I'm going to go for is engine, because we lack power on the straights. We really do struggle. So that's upgrade that first. And looking at it, it's 3,905 points, and as you go through the levels, it gets more expensive. So we're going to do traction as well. and that's literally going to be all the upgrading we can do. That is a shame, but it's going to take time. But there is all the different things that you can upgrade: suspension, frame. So there is a lot of credits you need to earn, and aerodynamics. So it's important that you finish in the places and you do the development tests before the races as well, because all the points and all the credits you can earn is going to be very, very important if you want to push for that championship win. Anyway guys, let's get straight into the next race and see how we do. Right, so we're going to do some of the development tests. We want to build up our development points to spend on our bike, and I think these are very, very important, and I think I'm going to have to do one of these before every single race, because I think they've made this game where you've got to spend a lot more time developing your rider skills and your bike development. Because I remember on MotoGP 17 I could just jump onto a bike without mucking around the settings, and yeah, I know obviously in the manager mode you could upgrade the bikes, but I didn't feel that it made a great difference. I felt like even from the default setups the bikes felt okay, but these don't. They come as the bare bones. They don't feel that great. The handling is absolutely shocking. Now I haven't done any adjustments on this bike yet, and it already feels terrible. I'm finding that I'm having to make adjustments to the bike for every single race. Yep, it's not turning in at all, and this is where I think they've aimed this game at. It's much more important to learn a lot about the bike, what areas you need to improve on it, because I expect each bike that you choose is different. So when you get onto the GP bikes, there's going to be a massive difference between the Yamaha, the Ducati, the Suzuki, and the Hondas, and it's just down to which things you think and what areas you need to improve on them. Right, we're managing to do this. We're all over the place. This bike definitely needs a tweaking before the race. Got no idea how fast the AI are going to be around here, but I've noticed that the conditions aren't that great. Normally when I race on this circuit it's very, very hot and it's perfect, but we've had a wet race already. Are we going to get another one round here? Now that'd be very rare for this circuit, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Right, so we're going to make this one. Yes, we've managed to do that. I think this is 2 laps. I might not show you both laps, but I just want to show you this test, and we'll do another one. I think there's 3 different tests you can do, so it's a good way to learn the circuit, braking points, etc. So there is a lot of learning on this game, and there is a lot of things that I don't like about this game, and I did promise I will do a video with all the things I like and dislike with the game, but there is a few areas that they have improved. But because it's so different to what we were used to with MotoGP 17 and MotoGP 16, it's going to take a lot of getting used to, and I think it didn't help it obviously having the issues with the graphics, etc. But hopefully those things will be fixed. So we complete the test. We've got to obviously complete within 2:30, which we should easily be able to do, although this lap has been really bad. Right, let's just run it to the line and see how many points we get for that first lap, and there you go. Right, now we're going to check out the brake test, and this is going to be a very helpful one. You have to brake in the markers. It might give you an indication where the best places to brake for the corners they're located, but we will see. Now we've made a few little tweaks to the bike, so hopefully it will handle a little bit better, and if you can look at the time, Connect's put in a 2:18.7. Is that the sort of time we're looking at for the qualifying session? That's not a bad time, and it's been a while since we've raced around here. Hopefully the conditions improve. It's not as warm as I'm used to round this circuit, and there always seems, I don't think I've ever done a really wet or damp race around here. Maybe it's just hopefully this is just for the tests, but we will see. Excuse me. Right, let's see if we can nail this corner. This corner can be a real nightmare. I can imagine there's going to be a few crashes on this one as we turn it in. We totally outbraked ourselves there. And now we're onto the straight. Now, are we going to see a difference in our bike on the straights? Now we've upgraded slightly, or has the upgrades have to be really significant until we see a difference? We're going to find out. Right, coming up to this really difficult corner. Brake. And slow it down. Ooh, Well, we could have braked a little bit more, but we managed just to turn it in. How many more brake markers we got? Another 2. And we will check out how many points we get towards our upgrading for the next race. So next up after this race we have, I think it's the Spanish, we got Jerez, and then we've got Le Mans. So we've got some really good circuits coming up, trying to get these difficult ones out of the way. There is quite a few that I find really difficult. Oh God, we really ran that a little bit wide. Right, just turn it in. We've got one more brake marker to go, and then we are done for this one. That's not too bad. Oh, it's right at the end, and I do think they are in the places where you should start braking, so it does give you an indication. Right, just still understeering slightly, right over the finish line, and that's how many points you get for that. So we are building up our development points. Right, let's get into the qualifying. Glitch warning. Have a look at this, guys. I've been stuck on this for a few minutes now. Watch this. Autopilot round the corner, goes wide, tries to turn back on the circuit, and you crash out. This has happened 3 or 4 times. Let's try once more. This is starting to really annoy me. Right, so here we go again. Let's see if we can actually start our qualifying lap, or are we going to have to just leave the qualifying? This is really starting to annoy me. And again, oh, this is a joke. What is up with this game? Seriously, fix it. Right, keep it nice and smooth around that turn. Comes to the last couple of corners. Can we put in a really good time on this last sector? Ooh, that wasn't very quick round there. Can we nail this last corner? As long as we get top 10, I would be very, very happy. Not bad. Onto the curb, back onto the circuit, over the finish line, and we take 4th. Oh, that's not bad. Still got some improvement. Let's go one more lap and see if we can go a little bit quicker. And let's slow it down into this turn again. Right, so that is the end of the qualifying session, and we did improve on our time a little bit, but not a great deal. So we hit a 2:18.7, and that got us 3rd place. It's going to be a tough race, but let's see if we can get a good start and challenge Martin for the top spot.
Hello from Austin. We're here in Texas. In about a few minutes, we'll be bringing you the Moto3 race. The weather is great, and the temperature is perfect for racing. So we're just waiting to find out which riders have opted for hard tyres and which riders have opted for soft. We are now transmitting. While the race officials are waving the green flag, the riders gather their final thoughts and get ready to race another US Grand Prix here at Austin.
Right, so here we go with the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Let's see if we can get an awesome start and try and win this race. Ooh, loads of wheel spin there as we get off the grid. We turn all the assist off. Let's see if we can nail this first corner. Now, this first corner is very tricky, so hopefully we can nail it. Right, we got in there a little bit too hot. Brake, 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 brake. Turn it, and oh my God, that was lucky. We managed to turn it in just at the right time, and we got a good drive down the hill. So we're leading the Grand Prix early on here. Let's see if we can just hold on to it at least for a lap. We weren't the quickest in the qualifying session, so I'm expecting a few of the other guys to overtake us at some point, and we just got to try and stick with them as long as we can. Right onto the apex. Oh God, the suspension there not reacting very well. We did play with the settings a little bit, and this was the best I could get it, but I do think this bike needs some more upgrades, especially on the suspension and the frame. It feels a little bit stiff now and again, and it really struggles to turn in nice and smooth. Right, let's try now this corner. Now this is another tricky one. Again, no braking markers, so I'm just taking a little bit of a guess when to start braking. Oh, that wasn't too bad, and we managed to get turned in there. Right, let's see the difference on the bike now. We've upgraded the power. Are we going to still be caught? I think we are. I can hear someone coming thick and fast. It's Canet. Is he going to go in the inside, or are we going to be able to turn in? Oh, he's managed to get past. Right, let's just slow it down. Oh, got a little bit of contact side by side into the turn, and we still managed to get into the turn before him. Oh, we were lucky there, side by side. We were both waving around like anything under braking. That is one of the features that I like a little bit. I do like the fact, oh God, we've been overtaken by Canet as I'm chatting away. Let's just see if we can just hold him off into that turn. And as I was saying, I do like the way the bike moves around under braking. It does give you a little bit of more of a realistic feel. That's really tight there, really trying to hold on to this. Oh, a little bit of contact there as well. I think we've got Martin and Canet really trying to get past. I think we're holding them up a bit. Like I said, they were quicker than us. Right, coming to the final corner. Can we nail this one? And go into the second lap, leading the Grand Prix. And that's not bad. We stayed off the curb this time, so we go into the second lap. Are they going to get a good run on us? I don't think they are, and it looks like Martin is in second place. Here they come. Are we going to be able to hold them off in this turn? Let's try and get a little bit tighter. No, we've overrun it. We've made a mistake. We've gone right up the hill there, and Martin's got past, but can we get a good drive down the hill? We managed to hold off Canet there, and Martin's got a nice tight turn there, but let's try and go on the outside, and we managed to get past him, but we've got to go through this section with him right behind us, and it's not always the greatest thing. Let's keep it nice and smooth movement. Stay off the curb, Schooner. Can't try and get nicely turned in this time. That's a bit smoother than the previous lap. Right, slow it down. Again, just trying to keep it really tight onto the apex, avoiding any gaps and letting them come through. Let's see if we can just hold it there. That's not too bad. Right, let's drive it down the hill and see if we can just hold on to it into this turn. And here comes Jorge Martin. And no, is it Canet? Oh, there's loads of battling going on. I can see all the overtakes coming up on the right hand side here, and that is helping us a bit, and we've managed to get through that corner a little bit better this time. Are we going to be able to get a little bit of distance between us? I don't think we are. I think our bike has improved a little bit, but it's still not as quick as theirs, and on the straights you can see that. Here they come again. Is it Canet this time? Let's see if we can just slow it down, get it turned in a little bit early this time, and just overrun it a little bit onto the curb. That's going to cost us a little bit of speed. Are they going to come in the inside here? No, we managed to get into that turn just before they managed to get past, but they are so close. I can hear them. They're literally breathing down my neck. Right, let's try and get nicely tight turned into that corner. That's not too bad. Don't mind grabbing a little bit of curb there. Right, let's keep this nice and tight on turn 16 and turn 17. You've got to try and keep that as smooth as possible, and that wasn't as smooth as I would like, and we just hesitated again there. Just not getting the feel for this bike at the moment. Definitely needs loads of improvements. Hopefully we can get that right by the end of the season. Right, let's see if we can nail this last corner, and we go into lap 3. What's the time? That was only a 2:19, so we're still like over a second or so off the pace of what we did in qualifying, but obviously with all the battling with the people behind us, it's slowing down the whole lot, I think. Right, so that was a little bit better. Again, we just need to get a little bit tighter into that turn, but we managed to hold the lead, so I'm not going to complain. Right onto the curb there. Let's just try and keep it nice and controlled, and keep it nice and smooth through here. Just trying to back off the throttle at the right time. Be careful, and again, just braking slightly, turned in, and hopefully we can get a good run up this section onto the apex there. And Martin is in second place. He's just seen a couple of more overtakes, so I'm expecting him to come flying up behind me. He's leading the championship, so hopefully if we can get a decent result in here, we can close the gap after getting really well, we only got 1 point in the first race, so that puts us right behind from the start. That's much tighter there. That is going to help. Right, are we going to be able to get away? Jorge Martin is coming thick and fast, and he's going to start pushing because we're coming towards the end of this race, and he's going to make an attempt to try and win it. So let's see if we can just hold him off for a little bit longer. See if he's going to come down the inside. Is he going to come down the inside? No, he hasn't. Oh God, the back end of the bike was sliding around, snaking around under braking then, but we managed to control it, and we've managed to get through there quite quick this time. That is much better. Right, let's try and nail these corners and see if we can just pull away going into that last lap. We don't want too much trouble going into that final lap. If we can get another win here, it would be a really good episode today. 2 wins and it will put us back into the championship, and that is what we wanted. Right, let's keep this a little bit smoother this time. No, Jorge Martin's gone right up the inside. We gave him room and he is gone. That is it. That could be it. Is he going to go on to win the race, or are we going to fight back in the next corner? He went in there a little bit slow, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get past going into the final corner. Let's just line itself up. Can we take him in the inside again? Hold it. And that's going to send us a little bit wider onto the curb, and he's going to get a good run. We're going side by side and over the finish line. Right, that's getting his slipstream. We need to get in front of him. We can't let him get away. We know he can put in decent laps, so let's see if we can just see. Oh, he's going to brake a little bit earlier than us. Let's go a little bit into the inside. He's going to take the inside line and he's back into the lead. Oh, what a battle here in Austin, Texas. Oh, this is going to be a really good run, and we've managed to get back into the inside. Let's just try and put a marker down. Let's see if we can just hold him off. Just try and get a good run through here. He's following us in our lines, and he's going to just wait for us to give him a little bit of a room or space, or even if we make a mistake and he's going to take it, I'm telling you. Right, let's see if we can just hold it through here. He's pretty quick through this section. Oh, right onto the curb there. That's going to cost us. And we slowed down slightly, but he didn't take advantage of that, so he obviously cornered quite poor through there as well. Right, he's going to make a real big effort to get past through these next sections, so we've got to try and hold it. Oh, that was not a bad run through there, and accelerates, but he is really close behind. He's going to catch up now, so we're going to just have to prepare for ourselves just to try and take a good line through this corner. He's probably going to, is he going to go on the outside or is he going to go on the inside? I'm expecting him to go down the inside. Here he goes. Is he going to go? No, he didn't. Right, let's go in the inside and keep that nice and tight. And we've managed to get through there, and I think we just got away. I think we just got a little bit of an edge going into the last couple of corners. Let's keep it nice. Oh, there he is. I've just seen him. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare on the last couple of corners. Who's going to win this? Are we going to be able to hold off Jorge Martin? And we've got really wide in that turn. That is not going to help us. And we know he overtook us on these couple of turns. He's on the outside there. Let's just try and close the inside to force him on the outside, because that is going to be the faster route. And that's not bad through there. We're managing to hold him off. And there is 3 of them behind us, just looking as we looked behind. Right, final corner. Are they going to try and make a mad dash into the last corner? Are we going to manage to take this, go really tight? And there we go to the finish line. I think we're going to take it. Yes, we do. And we take another win. Oh, that was so tough. So we take another race win in this championship, and if you look at the times, we definitely weren't the quickest. We were lucky. We had to really battle for that, and we were only 5 points behind Jorge Martin. Oh, this championship is on. We're back in the fight. That's what I wanted, and we completed all our objectives as well. Our teammates really need to pull their finger out and get back on it and get back in the points. Right, so we have got loads of development points to spend again, guys, so we're going to get straight into that in a minute. But I'm feeling good. We've got 2 victories in today's episode. It's looking good. Hopefully we can develop the bike a little bit more. Next up is Jerez, and that is a circuit I'm not very fast around, so I'm expecting to drop some points there. But we will have to see. We've got no idea what conditions we're going to get, so let's get straight into it. Right, we have got plenty of development points to spend. Now, first up, I'm going to go for suspension. My hydraulics are absolutely woeful on this bike, so that is a must. So we might as well do the other part as well to improve our stability as well. And we've still got credits to spend, so let's have a look what else we can improve. But like I said, doing those development tests at the start of the race really helped. So we're going to do the frame as well, because we need to improve the lean and the stiffness, and that is only going to help us setting up the bike. I really would appreciate, guys, if you smash that like button, share the videos. Let's really try and get this series back on track. I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon.